So if you have a student who's very creative and full of ideas but kind of disregards the rules and the nuts and bolts and things like spelling and punctuation in favour of creativity, then I can really help with that. I have a confession to make. When I was doing my GCSE, I was absolutely this student, and it wasn't until later on when I did my degree and masters that I began to really understand how punctuation, how vocabulary can really add something to a piece of writing and make it even better and even more compelling. So I would really like to save your students years of figuring that out later and just get that ready now to begin with. Creative students are some of the favourite students to work with. Being a creative writer myself, I can really bring out that flair for thinking up stories and using their imagination, but with some fine tuning, but kind of holding them back just enough to say, okay, now let's add this in, now let's add some punctuation, now let's add some structure, and begin to get these nuts and bolts embedded in that work. So not only is the creative side really good, but also accuracy. I have a 6-week program for getting started with creative writing with all the nuts and bolts embedded into it, so it's fun. Students can write their own stories, can do it in a genre of their preference, and it's really fun teaching this. As you can see from my room here, I have quite diverse interests. I love science fiction, I love anything about virtual reality and new worlds and arts. I'm actually a professional artist and singer as well. So if your student has these things in common, then it's going to be a great match because we can talk about that and use those interests and the ideas that they kind of generate to make their English better. And I'm sure most students will agree that if their hobbies can be integrated into English learning, then English just becomes so much more fun.